Bama trying to make some headway in the recruiting game, and their number one targeted wide receiver is coming to town. We're going to talk about Tristen Keys and what he means to Alabama and how close the Tide are to landing this superstar wideout. How about Patrick Surtain, NFL's best defensive player? Roll Tide, my man. Super Bowl coming up. We'll get into that and more right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get this party started. Roll Tide, everybody. All right, Roll Tide, as I said right before we open this thing up. Let's talk a little Bama football. Mick Gillespie here at Broadcaster Mick on all of the socials, and it is a pleasure to talk to you guys about Alabama today. All right, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, and we got the Super Bowl coming up. We're going to get into Super Bowl 59 and more on that coming up. A lot of Bama players in the game. Here's a guy that Alabama would like to call a Bama player one day, and this is Tristen Keys out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The 6'2", 185-pound wide receiver is a five-star prospect, depending on what service you look at. And he's Bama's maybe number one or number two wide receiver target right now in the class of 26. He's, according to some of the publications, a top 20 player nationally. And he's a guy that Alabama has right on the top of their radar. Now, he announced, and let me throw this on the screen. I'll tell you what, man, like every time I see this guy's name, Hayes Fawcett, like he is like on top of this stuff. I wonder if he lives with these guys. But anyway, this is his graphic from On Three. He's talking about the visits that Keys is going to make. And there it is. Bama, Auburn. Look at all those SEC schools, right? And then Miami was glad to get this guy. But I'll tell you what, or at least a visit from this guy. Bama's seen as one of the favorites, though, to pull him in. And they would love to have him. He had 1,275 yards receiving last year, 14 touchdowns on 58 catches, and he helped Hattiesburg High School win the 6A championship in Mississippi. They lost the championship game in Mississippi. Grenada beat them in that game, by the way, 43-14. But Keys was a big part of that team. He is you're talking about someone that brings a lot to the table. He's speed, great hands, ball catching ability. And again, Alabama working really hard to try to land Keys and build their offensive arsenal. They only have one guy committed in that 26 class. But you're talking about wide receiver, Kalen DeBoer's specialty, played wide receiver in college. Alabama last year was in the mix for Caleb Cunningham. We had him on the channel a couple of times. Good kid. And at the last minute, he ended up at Ole Miss. So Alabama will try to avoid that here. They've got a great relationship with Keys. You wonder what the NIL looks like. And until they come up with some kind of formula where the players aren't paid, that's going to be part of this as well. But these are the type of players that Alabama has continued to get with Saban, and then last year with DeBoer and Saban, I guess, both kind of contributing in the recruiting aspect of things. We'll see what happens in this one, but he'll make a Tuscaloosa visit. He's going to love the facilities. Obviously, he's going to get a chance to talk with Ryan Grubb, Bama's new offensive coordinator, but still have Nick Sheridan there. And then obviously Coach DeBoer and Jamarcus Shepard, off the wide receivers coach. So you got a lot of guys that are going to be pushing hard to try to make Keys comfortable in Tuscaloosa. This is a difference maker. He'd slide right in with Alabama's history of great wide receivers. They have the best wide receiver in the country, in my opinion, already. And Ryan Williams, I'm sure Keys brings a lot of that same ability to the table. But we've had guys before that, Julio Jones and Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, the four horsemen, right? When you had Waddle, Ruggs, Smitty, a Heisman Trophy winner, Judy, going into, just the assortment. I could sit here and name them off. So I'm sure Keys is looking and he's going, man, Bama's been a wide receiver factory. and he is going to go to an offense with Grubb throwing the football that is going to throw the ball a lot. And I think last year wasn't really a true indicator of what Bama's offense is going to look like because that wasn't Milroe's strength. His strength was running the ball. This year, you're going to see a total shift in what Alabama does offensively. I know a lot of you guys have said that in the comment section, and you're right. It's going to be a lot of throwing. And that's the way that the game's played right now. But that's what Grubb brings to the table. That's what DeBoer wants. And so it's going to be exciting to see if Alabama can land a guy like Keys and is Keys ready to try to catch a lot of balls, because that's what the game plan is going to be for Alabama's offense. We're going to talk about Bama's homecoming game. Obviously, Pat Surtain is the defensive player of the year, some more stuff. But what I wanted to tell you guys is this in the corner, and it's the perfect time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, they're giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. This is your shot to make every last play a moment to be remembered. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now and use our promo code Bama Tailgate. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code Bama Tailgate, bet just $5 on any wager, and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's promo code Bama Tailgate only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Take advantage of that. Download the DraftKings app. And again, $5 is what you start your initial bet with. And then you get that $200 in bonus bets using our promo code Bama Tailgate. Also, that promo code, we got you guys covered. NewLifeArt.com, 20% off when you use our promo code Bama Tailgate at checkout as you pimp out your man cave. And we talk about Daniel Moore's art every day here. But take advantage of that as well. All right, let's talk about a few other things on the show today. And I want to go from recruiting to homecoming, right? How about Alabama announcing their homecoming game? And this year, the homecoming date is going to be November 15th versus Oklahoma. Can you believe that? Oklahoma is the homecoming game. Now, I don't think this is disrespect to Oklahoma, or maybe it is. I don't know, right? LSU's the week before. Eastern Illinois is the week after, and then the Iron Bowl. You know that if you do it the 22nd, that's kind of like an off week, right? That's when you're getting ready. And I guess they just looked at the schedule and felt like that would be the best time to do it. But it doesn't feel like your normal homecoming date. And again, the way that Bama played against Oklahoma last year, they owe them. That was probably the most disappointing game of the season. I mean, Michigan and Vanderbilt are right up there, but a horrible performance. And then on top of it, the worst official call I've ever seen. The worst, that touchdown that they stole from Ryan Williams. So anyway, that's when the date's going to be November 15th in Tuscaloosa against Oklahoma. And that's homecoming this year. Now, I love this guy. I mean, you talk about lockdown. He wins the AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. How about this, man? I mean, like, he came to Tuscaloosa. I remember his dad in the NFL, right? And him being a great lockdown guy. But to go out there and win it, unbelievable. Congratulations to him. The Broncos had one of those seasons where they really surprised a lot of people. Bo Nix was their quarterback. And, they lost in the playoffs, but they got there. And they kind of feel like a team building to the future. Sean Payton's their coach. So he'll be a big part of that. But congratulations. That a lot of guys that play a lot of football for you to be the best of the best, right? All right, final thing is that Bama plays basketball tonight. Derrion Reid is going to be out against Arkansas. Bama finished up the first half of the SEC schedule 8-1. They had that disappointing loss to Ole Miss. They won on the road at Kentucky. They won at Mississippi State, and now they're going to Arkansas. Coach Cal had these guys, after having a very tough start to the season, playing their best basketball last time out at Kentucky. So Bama's going to have their work cut out for them. They're deep. And I think that's the most important part of this whole thing, is that that they've got the guys that can make up for not having Reid. But it's certainly going to be a loss for Alabama. This team, though, has done such a great job of dealing with injuries, some injuries that haven't been for the entire season, just a couple of games, and then some guys that have been out for the year. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter who's in there. Even with Sears out, it seems like they just have another guy that can slide in and take care of business. So Bama at Arkansas, they'll stay out on the road. Then they play at Texas. These are two really tough road games in the SEC, and two games that we're kind of looking forward to seeing and what this team can do. And I know you guys will be watching that tonight. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on the channel as always. And we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. And for those of you that are in Alabama and Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, or surrounding areas, you need to do what we just did, and that's go to Pearl River Resort. Go hang out there. Be a great place for a Super Bowl party. They'll have everything that you need at the Timeout Sports Lounge. You got the bar, you got all the TVs. You'll be able to watch the Super Bowl on 20 TVs that they turn into one. It'll be huge. But the big game's going to be great with 7 Bama players in it. And you guys can swing over to Philadelphia, Mississippi, hang there, table games and slots at the Golden Moon Casino and also at Silver Star. They're connected by a bridge. If you like to golf, the weather's been fantastic. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course is awesome. The Azaleas and the Oaks over there, 2 just championship courses. You got the spa. Our buddy Wes just got worked at the spa. He was telling me about the amazing feeling he had when he got done with his spa. And then he said he won about $2,000 when he was there. He hung out with Coker and me earlier this week. So you guys do the same thing. Thanks for being with us here today, and we will do it again tomorrow. And we'll just roll right through the weekend. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. I guess that means I got to do something special on here, right? Roll time.